We are your first fully digital network. Available in your favorite platforms, our shows can reach you wherever you are, whenever you want. Plus Network meets you where you are. Our desire is to share with you stories that are both educating and entertaining. We are committed to uplifting you in every facet of your life. Why? Dahil we believe in you. Our stories will move and inspire you to do more and be more. From financial lessons to inspirational life testimonies, we will make sure your 2021 will be a year you regain control of your life. Join us as we share with you stories that will hack healthy lifestyles, quick and easy recipes, money matters, parenting secrets, and many, many more. Kami dito sa Plus Network, we are behind you. So sa 2021, hindi na mahirap ang mangarap. Follow, subscribe, and like us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. And together, we can all be more and be plus. We are where you are.
Hey, Janina Vela here. Welcome back to Adulthings, the show where we talk all things adulting. I'm so happy to be back for episode 2 of season 2 of Adulthings. Let me just go to the comments right now. Let's see. Hi, Vincent. I see you. Happy Pleasant Friday. Hello, Riz is here. Sino pa ba? Of course, Althea is here as well. Ali, Shekinah. Oh, Lyra. Hello. Koji is here too. Ayun. I think you guys are excited for our guest later, VJ Ai, who will be joining us in a while, because today we're going to talk about a topic that's very, very close to my heart, and I feel like it has been something that I have been constantly working on. At kung, if you follow me or if you've come to one of my talks or you've heard me speak about, or actually kung i-check nyo lang yung YouTube channel ko, makikita nyo na I'm very, very passionate about this topic, which is the topic of emotions. Sino ba dito yung emotional? So we're gonna talk about the emotions in the adulting. I'm one of the I'm emotional, I'm enthusiastic. I feel like hindi ko alam kung ako lang to, pero feeling ko I feel emotions like bigger than other people. Not that it's better. It's just I feel like siguro dahil ang drama ko lang ng tao na sobrang dramatic lahat ng emosyon na nafe-feel ko. Ayun, Ayana said, emotional ako. Yes, Ayana, I know, girl. We're in the same boat here, of course. I get you. Ali says, me. Koji says, ako. Althea says, me also. Chrissy says, me. Janice, guilty rin siya. So I'm glad we all can relate with one another and we can talk about emotions in the adulting phase. Because I realize I always talk about, or I always mention, parang kailangan nating i-process yung emotions natin. Kailangan nating i-validate ang mga emotions natin. But I realized I've never actually done like an in-depth conversation kung paano natin pwede yung gawin. Parang wala akong step-by-step, and I realized that without those, it's some kind of abstract idea, processing emotions. But we're going to talk about that in a while, especially with our very special guest, VJ Ai. But we're going to start first with our Adulting segment. And so this is one of our very new segments in season 2 of Adulting. So this is where we talk about news or an issue and what we think about it. And we'll, if kung may mga opinion kayo that you would like to share, may mga insights, please let me know. I would love to learn from you. And so, yeah. So here we answer the question, ano ang say mo? And for this week, ito po ang news natin. A Harvard article released that young adults are hardest hit by loneliness during the pandemic. And so a new Harvard's research suggests feelings of social isolation, that those feelings are on the rise, and that they hit the hardest on older teens and young adults. And so that's very, very interesting, because I feel like a lot of us here are older teens, young adults, and I do agree with that, because I feel like yung idea ng loneliness only came in, in my latter years of life. And so, they parang Harvard suggests that if every person who's in a pretty good shape can make a commitment to reaching out to one person they are concerned with, or they are concerned might be lonely once a week, that would be a good thing. And I think this tells us the importance of community here. It tells us the importance of making an effort and having intentions to stay connected with other people. Kasi madali lang kung feeling mo lonely ka, kung feeling mo isolated ka, it's easy to just succumb to that feeling, right? And just stay isolated and stay lonely. And that, for me, is, it's not I'm working on it. I'm working on it. It's a lot more. I don't know what it is about it. I don't know if you guys can relate to that. Na when you feel lonely, minsan it's harder to hit people up. Let me know if that's just me. Um, so, what do you guys think? Let me know. And how can we, make that effort to meet up, or not meet up, to call, to text, to connect with somebody who we might feel is lonely right now, or might feel is isolated right now, no? Because I feel like that's super, super important, that we are again intentional, and we are making an effort talaga, because no man is an island, ika nga, 'di ba? And nobody, even if we try to make it happen, nobody can do it alone. And so it's important that we know that we can't do it alone and do something about it. So yun yung first segment natin, which was the adult things segment. And now we are going to intro our very special guest to talk about processing emotion, emotional regulation, validating your emotions, and all the like. And so today she is a mixed VJ, a courtside reporter for the Philippine Basketball Association, a global ambassador, a TV online and events host. She also has interviewed countless stars here and abroad, such as Ansel Elgort and Westlife, 5 Seconds of Summer, and so many more. Let's all welcome Miss Ai Dela Cruz.
Yay! Hi,
Yay!
Janina! Hello!
Hello! How are you today?
Oh, I am a bit tired because medyo maaga nag-start yung Friday ko. But I am so happy na I have this kind of problem. I'm not complaining. It's the good kind of problem, diba? That we have this, even though there's a pandemic going on, we still have our jobs and we can still do what we love. I'm sure you can relate, Janina.
Sobra. You look so fresh, ha? Grabe kung maaga na yung start ng day mo, it doesn't look it at all. You look so good.
Medyo oiliness na. Pero ikaw ang fresh, parang wala ka sa Pilipinas. Nasa Pilipinas ka ba? Parang umaga dyan.
Yes. Hindi. Nasa Pilipinas naman. May para-paraan lang para mukhang daylight.
Lighting and
Yes.
Ang ganda ng camera mo, girl. Oo.
Thank you. Well, thank you for joining us today. Super happy. Ayan, lahat, they're all very excited to see you.
Hello.
Denise says,
Janice.
hi, Ali, Charmaine. Lahat sila actually.
Hello.
Shekinah. Sabi ni Maya, VJI setup is what I see tuwing Mixed Daily Top 10.
O, diba recycled? Ito rin. Yes, guys, ito yung sa Mixed Daily Top 10. O, tsaka sa mga exclusive interviews, same lang. Oo. Kasi nga lahat tayo nasa bahay pa lang. Oo.
nga eh. Pero maganda, it's nice.
Thank you. Yours too. Bakit it's very conducive for learning? I heard you're also in school, no? Tama ba?
Yes,
Janina?
I
You're
am a
studying?
sophomore right now.
Oh, what are you studying?
Political science.
Oh, that was my first course.
Really?
Oo,
Wait, when you say
yes.
first course, you mean there's a second?
I shifted. So, my
Okay.
first course was political science in UP Manila.
Wow,
Tapos parang
intense.
na-feel kong, medyo parang hindi ako for this. So,
I
I transferred
understand.
to UP Diliman naman,
Mm-mm.
Filipino. And then, tsaka ako nag-shift sa Broadcom where I found my calling. Broadcast
Oh, yeah.
communication
I
nga,
I
sa
see
Diliman
that. I
din.
see that.
Thank you. Pero ikaw, good job sa political science, push mo yan.
We'll see if I make it.
So are you planning na mag-law na rin? Talagang ito yung totoong adulting eh. Usapang
Bakit ako
future.
yung ako yung ini-interview mo?
Sorry,
Today,
sorry.
I'm the
Force of habit.
interviewer. Yes, yes, yes. You're a guest today, okay?
Yes, yes. Okay. Ay, pero
I have
kinilig
that
ako sa
promotion.
intro mo. May I just say? Kasi it's been a while since anyone has mentioned na I was also a courtside reporter. Kasi lagi lang akong introduced as a VJ, a host,
Mm-mm.
gano'n. Tapos ngayon ko lang ulit narinig na courtside reporter for the Philippine Basketball Association. Na-miss ko. So thank you for that intro,
Super ba?
Janina.
Oh.
Oh, and
Okay,
thank you,
I'm
Sir
glad.
Dan Lineses. I'm sure ikaw yon and Miss Gets Lineses.
Magan
Salamat.
magaling talaga
Oo.
sila, magaling.
Oo.
Yeah, but I want to go into our conversation because I want to pick your
Sure.
brains right away, no?
Okay.
Kasi
I
yun
hope
nga
you get
yung
to pick
topic
any.
natin. I'm sure I will, no doubt. Yung topic natin is emotions, no? And I
Okay.
actually want to start with a big question, which is
Mm-hmm.
what do you think IE's relationship with emotions is?
It is very nonchalant.
Oh,
Nung nalaman
okay.
ko nga yung topic for tonight, parang nagulat ako kasi hindi talaga ako ma-emotions na tao unless I'm
Mm.
watching K-drama or something. But when it comes to like emotions sa real stuff, yung hindi
Mm-hmm.
fiction, hindi mababaw, sobrang wala. As in, okay, I think this is an extreme example. Just to give you an
Mm-mm.
idea, okay? Unfortunately, my father passed away in 2017. During her burial, wala akong emotions as in I wasn't crying. Kahit one tear, wala.
Oh,
Ganun,
wow.
I guess I shut down kapag talagang real
Mm.
emotions na. So there, I'm not that emotional masyado. Oo. Tsaka I think that's also why I'm still single. Kasi hindi ako masyado may emotions na tao. Parang it
Mm.
takes a lot for me to like feel something. Oh.
Okay. Well, may emotions na rin ako po, pero single pa rin. So, I don't think
Hindi siya automatic, no? Oo.
parang hindi rin siya factor eh.
Oo. Gusto ko lang isisi doon. Oo. Sinisisi
Oo
ko
nga,
lang
tama,
yon.
tama, tama. Ako, sinisisi ko rin, ay, I'm so emotional kasi. Ikaw talaga, Janina. Um, but, how has that affected, siguro, your life lately? Kung, yun nga, if you realize na nagsha-shutdown ka pala or wala kang emosyon kundi ka nanonood ng K-drama, how does that,
I think it works well for me kasi I
Mm.
also don't get sad. I'm always just very,
Mhm.
usually ang general mood ko talaga, I'm very happy. I think it's because sa bahay din namin, I'm surrounded with people who are like me, who are very happy lang din. And yung magaan kasama, hindi nega, ganon. So,
Mm.
I think it works well for me na kapag may mga ganitong mahirap na panahon, like ngayon, syempre
Yeah.
buong mundo, di ba? It's a very tough time for everyone. I'm able to cope well kasi hindi
Mm.
ko masyado dinadamdam yung mga worth na damdamin naman.
That's
Medyo
good.
mas ma-look at the bright side kind of person ako because nga I don't feel too many emotions like
Mm.
normal human beings. Parang doon lang ako lagi sa sa bright side usually most of the time. Yeah.
Mm. And was that always your disposition?
Yeah, like kahit nung bata. Although nung bata ako, ano ba? Nung bata ako, I would just keep to myself. Like I was a huge nerd. I would just read books. My mom said super dali kong alagaan kasi what they would do, iiwanan lang. Alam mo yung mga batang hindi mo pwedeng iwanan kasi kung
Mm.
ano nang gagawin. Ako, I'm the opposite. Ako yung bata na kaya daw nilang iwanan sa isang corner lang ng room. Kahit bigyan lang daw nila ako ng papel or something, I would keep
Mm.
myself entertained. Tapos okay na ako. Hindi ako nagsasawa doon. So, ganun akong type. Parang medyo, may sarili akong mundo ng bata, ganon. So hindi ako super jolly noon,
Yeah.
but I was content. I was happy now with whatever I'm doing with by myself. And then I think nung pumasok ako sa school, dun lang ako nagkaroon, I guess, ng ganitong disposition na very happy-go-lucky kind of ano lang. Although hindi rin GC rin ako noon grade conscious.
Ah,
Pero I think after ko para ma-achieve lahat, I was a young achiever kasi parang doon ako nag-relax na parang okay na. Parang I've proved everything I wanted, so parang relax na ako dito. Nung grade school ako, sobrang halimaw, ganyan, leader lagi, mga ganon, nasa top. Tapos nung high school to college, dun pa ako nag-relax. As in, dun ako
Oh,
parang,
wow.
kapag mag-a-assign ng mga leader sa isang project or whatever, pass ako. Kayo na dyan, bala kayo dyan.
Wow,
Kahit ano decision nyo,
really?
sige, ganyan. So parang dun na ako, I think, sumaya. Nung wala ng
Mm.
pressure, wala na akong
Mm.
responsibilities, dun ko na-enjoy yung life as a person. And nung nag-adult ako, dun ako
Mm-mm.
mas naging happy.
Oh, wow. I think that's so interesting. Was that a choice? Was that gradual na nangyari lang? It unfolded by itself? Or was that, I don't know, something that you decided, sige, I will let go of this pressure now?
I think it's a little bit of both. Kasi,
Mm.
I think I decided not to get into unnecessary pressure or responsibilities. Pero the reason why I decided is because it was a natural feeling for me na parang I've done everything na. Parang I've achieved so much. I will give others a chance naman. Parang I have nothing to prove
Mm.
anymore. And I think parang napansin ko doon, kunyari sa group work, tapos I do all the work. Tapos parang, mas masaya ata yung life ng mga groupmates ko. Try ko kaya yun? Parang ganon.
Oh
Parang
my
natural lang
gosh.
siya na naisip ko na parang, teka, try ko naman yun. Tapos na ako dito sa
Mm.
phase na nagawa ko naman na lahat, na tutuhan ko na lahat ng pwede. Doon naman ako sa happier and less responsibility kind of life. So I think, yun yung doon nag-start. So I think it's a little bit of both. I decided, but it came, or yung nag-root siya from that natural emotion na you want to try the different kind of lifestyle din. Ganon.
Oo nga, no? Parang instead, when you release the pressure, hindi mo na pina-prioritize yung nga, proving yourself, yung achievements, yung trying to find your
Mm-mm.
worth in this. Pero
Yeah.
prioritize mo yung sarili mong
Yes,
happiness, right?
exactly. Mm-mm.
Yeah. And how did that affect your life?
Whew, how ba? I think it was a great practice growing up na I didn't I didn't feel the need to please anyone kasi my parents were super supportive of whatever we wanted to do.
Oh, wow,
So, alam
really?
mo yung traditional na mga parents na, hindi, dapat anak, mag-doktor ka, mag-lawyer ka, or
Mm-mm.
engineer. Yung mga usual na, yun lang yung
Yeah.
mga totoong trabaho, quote-unquote, totoong
Mm-mm.
trabaho sa paningin nila. Ganun originally yung tatay ko. Pero nung nakita rin naman nila ng yung mom ko naman super supportive all the way. Nung nag-mass comm kami ng sister ko, doon nila nakita na parang, okay, happy sila dyan, tsaka nag-excel sila dyan. So, sige, okay na rin. So, parang, I think, because I grew up with parents like that, na hindi naman ma-pressure kind of parents,
Mm-mm.
na-train din ako na, hindi ko ano yung gusto ko, yun yung gagawin ko. Ganun, na-train
Mm.
ako that way. So, I think, because of that, yun nga, early disposition in life na na-discover ko na, hindi, dapat ko ano yung nagpapasaya sa akin, yun yung gawin ko.
Mm-mm.
Na-carry over ko na siya hanggang sa pagtanda ko, sa pag-decide ko anong course ko, sa pag-decide ko anong gusto kong job, sa pag-decide kung sino gusto ko maging friends, sino yung mga tatanggalin ko sa life ko. Parang
Mm-mm.
I learned na yun nga, importante to prioritize kung ano yung makakabuti sa'yo. And it's not a
Yeah.
bad thing. It's not a selfish thing. It's a healthy thing. As long as you don't hurt others, I think it's
Mm.
the healthy thing to do, to prioritize yourself.
Yeah. And that's really good na yun na yung disposition mo sa umpisa. But can
Mm-mm.
you, baka may advice ka for people who have not, cultivated that disposition yet. But I'm sure everybody here parang sobrang na-attract sa mindset mo and sa lifestyle mo. And I'm also like, paano niya nagagawa yun? Yung walang pressure. So maybe you have like, for somebody to start, what's the first step to that?
I think it stems from inner peace. Kasi
Mm.
you can't find happiness from other people kung ikaw hindi ka okay sa sarili mo. So I think doon ako nagmumula. And I think also that's why everyone here in the house, medyo same din yung vibe na magaan. Kasi okay na sila sa sarili nila. Parang you've accepted yourself. You are happy with what you have and who you are. So I think doon nagsistem yun lahat. And I know dito, syempre sa Plus Network, you're also very in touch with your faith, and I think that's also a big part if okay ka rin sa faith mo, sa spirituality mo, ang laking effect nun. Ako, I think now that you've mentioned it, ngayon ko na-realize na towards high school, college, dun lang talaga ako natuto ng may mga teachings na nakakatulong sa pagiging mabuting tao mo. Syempre sa Bible, pero ang daming mga lessons doon. Pero yung tungkol sa pagiging mabuting tao, sa kindness, sa what you should do to others, how you should help others. Parang once you become a good person, I think doon mo mas malalove yung sarili mo, doon ka makakahanap ng inner peace, when you're doing good stuff, when you're doing good deeds. And then, when you have inner peace, you'll value yourself, you will love yourself, and when you value yourself, you won't do anything na makakasabotahe sa sarili mo. You won't do anything na makakasama sa'yo or the people around you, and you will start prioritizing yourself na rin. Kasi, alam mo yung value mo na parang, kunyari, isang halimbawa, ito yung ma-apply na baka may nanonood na kids, ganyan, na medyo confused pa, na peer pressure. Kunyari, naisip ko na example ko kanina. Kunyari, you have friends who invited you to something, ganyan. Tapos, hindi ka pinayagan ng parents mo. Tapos, ikaw naman parang hindi mo sure, parang should I feel bad or should I understand na there's a higher purpose in this? There's a reason for everything. Parang gano'n. Always choose yung good explanation. Always choose yung magandang intentions ng parents mo sa'yo, ganyan. And I think kapag gano'n, unti-unti yan parang masasanay ka na to practice yung paano ba mako-connect yan? Like, ito yung mas maganda example, baguhin ko na lang siya. Kunyari, your friends invite you to something na hindi naman ganun ka-importante, pero wala ka rin namang gagawin, so why not, diba? Ako, natutuhan ko, to say no to those kinds of things. Kasi, parang, not just because you can, it doesn't mean you should. Like, okay, free ka naman, pero wala kang mag-gain. So, tas risk pa yun, baka makapahama kayo or whatever. So, part din sa alam ko na yung term na hinahanap ko na my sister taught me, self-preservation. So, self-preservation basically, tinatry mo, yun nga, from the term itself, you preserve yourself, tinatry mo to only do things na safe ka or like makakapagbigay ng better things for you. If not, just don't. Ganon. Kasi that's part of valuing yourself also. Kasi parang kunyari, you're the kaladkaran type of friend na parang, alam ko naman sama lang siya ng sama dahil free siya. Your friends will also not value you. Kunyari pag andun ka, it's just normal for them. Kasi parang, diyan ka naman lagi ganon. So, sorry, grabe daw yung energy ko. Sorry, medyo energy/kalat ng brains to, guys.
No.
Pero, isa yun sa mga tinuro sa akin ng ate ko. Na dati kasi I'm that kind na parang, kung pwede naman ako, why not? Ganon. Pero sabi na ate, or kunyari, you're gonna help someone na parang it's gonna take a toll on you. Tapos parang sabi niya, no, self-preservation. It took me years to understand what it is. So I'm having a hard time explaining it. But, sinasabi niya basically na hindi lahat ng pwede dapat mong gawin kasi
Mm-mm.
you could be doing something more meaningful with your time. And hindi rin maganda na lagi kang available sa mga tao. So, part yun ng mga ma-advise ko sa mga young ones na baka struggling pa parang yun nga, yung trying to please everyone. Pero hindi guys, do what's best for you. Do
Mm.
what would be better for you kung in the long run, ganon. So, don't be shy to choose yourself over others as long as you don't hurt anyone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really good. I love that self-preservation, no. I feel like that is a different kind, like it's a different facet of self-love. Because, there's a self-love is great, but then minsan nako-caught up tayo sa self-love na treat yourself, yung self-love na, it's just very glamorizing. But then I feel like there's also the hard decisions. Na when it gets down to it, ito yung mga importanteng decisions na hindi lang
Mm-mm.
siya, okay, watch a movie, eat popcorn. Like, that's nice. But then, for me, what I understand is true self-love. It's choosing to be, to preserve yourself or to even find that inner peace, as you mentioned. And I like that term also, finding your inner peace, because I feel like to find your inner peace, there's awareness that has to happen. Parang hindi lang siya, you turn it on na may peace ka na. I feel like inner peace comes with just acknowledgement of your emotions, acknowledgement of your situation, and still finding peace in that anyway, or not, and still finding peace despite, the presence of those emotions, the presence of those circumstances. And I feel like that's, I don't know, I feel like that's something that we all have to learn, no? Is to make those hard decisions, to listen to yourself also.
Mm-mm.
Because you were able to discern about what was good for you, what was not good for you. And I feel like those are decisions, and we have to make decisions towards those that awareness, right? Um,
And that really is part of adulting, since that's the topic of your show. I think that's what we learn over the course of like how many years with dealing with people na yun nga pag bata ka, you just really feel like, no, I have to do everything at the same time with everyone
mm-mm.
I love. But when you adult na, ang sarap sa bahay lang. Do what you want talaga kasi
Yeah.
you don't need all of your friends all at the same time. When you're
Mhm.
adults na talaga na mature na kayo, it's okay kahit na minsan lang kayo mag-get in touch with each other, ganun. Okay lang. You'll still be friends, and hopefully you'll still have inner peace kahit na minsan mo lang sila makausap, ganun, minsan lang kayo magkita. Pag niyaya ka lumabas, tapos mas gusto mong panoorin yung K-drama na pinapanood mo, when you choose the K-drama, don't feel guilty. I think
Yeah.
that's when you have inner peace na. Yung parang alam mong, it's okay to choose yourself over
Yes.
other people from time to time. Oo, kung talagang gusto mo, ganyan.
Yeah, it's okay to prioritize yourself, period. No?
Yes.
Because sometimes that feels selfish, 'di ba? Parang
Mm-mm.
grabe ka naman, what do you think of yourself? And I was like, I value myself. What do you think?
Mm-mm.
I was like, I
Exactly.
value myself. I'm one of the most important people in my life. And I
Mm-mm.
feel like that, di ba, the basic analogy of you can't give what you don't have, or, you can't pour out
Yeah.
from an empty cup, right? And so,
Mm-mm.
choosing or keeping your boundaries, setting your own personal boundaries for,
Mm-hmm.
your energy, for your time, for your resources, is also another way of self-love.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. And I love the term kanina you mentioned, yung discernment.
Mhm.
I think yun nga rin isa sa mga pinaka-importanting factors when you're adulting also, and when you're trying to find inner peace also. You have to have discernment. You have to know what's good for you and what's not. Or baka naman may mga neutral. Actually, yung pinakamahirap yung parang neutral lang. It's not necessarily bad for you,
Mhm.
but it doesn't do you any good as well. Like when you're
Mhm.
keeping um keeping a friend na parang okay naman siyang kausap, ganon, pero wala kang nalalearn na something new.
Mhm.
And parang feeling mo wala kang naman naaambag sa buhay niya. So parang, ba't pa kayo ba't ang tagal-tagal niyo mag-usap? Parang ganon. So, may mga ganon din akong, I think, dito ko naman isisisi kung bakit ako single, no? Pero, may pag, ganon din, I think, part din ng adulting na kapag wala kang nabe-benefit dun sa kausap mo, I think wag mo na ituloy. Like, parang if you don't learn something, hindi ka naman napapasaya, or parang, ano lang, yung saks lang. Alam mo yung mga saks lang kausap, ganon. I think yun din, part din ng adulting to cut down on at least the time that you spend with them. Pati it applies din sa activities. If it's not doing you that much good, then maybe you're not supposed to be spending that much time on it. So, I think yung pag-balance din ng time, it's part of adulting, it's part of finding inner peace and managing your emotions then when you're adulting. Kasi it's part of it yung time na binibigay mo, ina-allot mo for any specific activity, nagmamatch siya dun dapat sa kung gaano siya nakakatulong sa life mo. So I think that's also part of adulting na dapat the young ones can realize early on. I wish I learned that early on. Kasi before ako, wala akong pakialam sa time. Parang, okay, I'll spend like all night talking to this person. Pero the next day, anong napala ko dun? Wala.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so
ayun.
true. No, maganda yan because I feel like and I think I by principle, no, it doesn't necessarily mean that that person is a bad person, but then you can also think, okay, but are we good for each other? And that doesn't necessarily mean that you're bad for each other, but then are you good for each other? Is it beneficial to one another? And I feel like because the more time I wouldn't say waste, no, but that you give to people that, it's not the best for you, the less time you have written for yourself, right?
Yes. And also, I also believe in the saying na parang time you enjoy wasting is not wasted time. So as long as parang something really makes you happy, kahit na wala naman masyadong super benefit sa life mo, pero sumaya ka dun, I think that pushes everything away dun sa parang importance level. Parang if happiness yung kapalit, okay na yun. Pero meron talagang mga tao na yun nga, neutral lang. Not necessarily bad, pero sucks lang, ganun lang. Dito lang sila. So parang yun, tama yung sinabi mo na, medyo wasting time nga kayo doon.
Yeah.
So guys, don't. Manage nyo yung time nyo. Sakto lang din. Dahil sakto lang yung nabibigay nila sa life nyo. Sakto lang din yung ibigay nyo na time. Ganon.
Yeah, that's super nice. I love everybody is like true daw, agree. I
Dorcas
realized
is here.
a lot.
Hi, Dorcas Torres. Hello.
Dorcas, yes.
Yes. Kanina ko pa siya kasama sa Kumu and
Oh,
also
really?
sa
Oh, hello.
lahat ng shows lagi siyang nandyan. Hi, Dorcas.
And so everybody's agreeing naman. But I want to ask actually, no, because when you put those boundaries, have you ever, like, what's the opposite of that? Not opposite naman, but another side of relationships is loneliness. Is the loneliness of, that comes minsan. Has that ever been, like, did you ever deal with that?
Only when I am watching like intense scenes, ganon, na parang, ay, ang ganda naman, parang mga grand gesture ng mga ganyan. Siyempre, you're gonna wish na, ay, sana naman may ganyan din ako. Pero during those scenes lang, pero pang after, I'm already the kind na pang, ang dami ko na nakikita, buti na lang wala akong ganyan. Kasi parang ang dami ring nega na nakikita ko. Like, for example, like, my sister kasi, she is happily in love. She's getting married like in a few weeks, ganon.
That's
So,
great.
ako naman, pag nakikita ko sila, I don't wish na sana ako rin may ganon. Kasi parang I also see na with my personality, parang I don't like the I don't like the responsibility. Parang it's like getting a kid for me. Yung okay ako to take care of kids.
Did you equate a husband to a child?
I think I just did, yes. But, wait, let me explain. Para, mas magets mo siya. parang, kapag kunyari may pamangkin ka,
Mm.
like, that's so nice. You get to play with them for like 15 minutes, squeeze their cheeks and all, be there for the fun parts. But, kunyari papalitan yung diaper or whatever, or umiiyak na siya sa gabi and all, may problema sa school, kailangan mo to pay for something. Yung mga ganong nega stuff, well, it's not negative naman, kids, pero like, yung mga hard stuff na ganon, hindi na ikaw yan. Kasi ano ka lang tita ka lang, ganyan. So, parang I wanna remain like that also sa love life. Parang, okay na ako sa minsan na enjoy ko yung happy parts. Kunyari sa mga like, I don't know, watching it or just seeing it in front of my eyes with my sister, ganyan. Pero ayoko na kasi ng responsibility. Alam mo yung talagang big thing sa akin. I don't like that much responsibility na you have to think of where he is, ano yung goals niya in life, can he provide for you, is he thinking about someone else, ano ba ba, alam mo yun, hassle, kailangan pong paalam sa schedule mo. Parang I think, I've tried na, I've had one boyfriend before, sorry na lang sa ex ko, pero I think, naano kasi ako, naubos ako, na parang, ang dami kong responsibilities, gano'n, naubos yung time ko, ang dami kong hindi magawa, mga gano'n. So parang, since then, nakita ko na yung ganong side, parang, na-realize ko, hindi, mas masaya akong ako na lang. Mas okay siya, parang pampahirap siya ng life, gano'n. So, unless siguro I meet someone like, I don't know, my father, kasi for me, that's like, the ultimate goal. Like, I would love to marry someone like my father. Pero parang feeling ko imposible to find someone like him kasi of course, he's my father, so I'm a bit biased. But I think sa facts also, like, he was a board top-notcher. He's very book smart and street smart. He got, he came from a very poor family. Tapos, siya yung nag-angat sa kanila. Sobrang responsible family mankind. Like, they're super poor and then nagtayo siya ng company niya. He was an engineer. Tapos, everybody loves him as in sa family, sa church namin. Super well-loved guy. Yun nga lang, maagang nawala. Yun yung downfall. Yung pa, isus kaya ayoko mag-asawa. Oh my gosh. Maagang nawawala ang mga guys usually. So, I have all these parang na-realize throughout the years. So, I think, nakakatulong din talaga na wala akong emosyon. Kasi mahirap talaga pag nagka-emosyon ako tas ginusto ko. Buti na lang din na medyo ayoko siya. Oo.
Yeah, it's I think it's funny for me to hear, but what I see from you, Ais, parang you have cultivated the life that you love that is not dependent on a man. So tama ba? Yung
Yes, and I'm happy na. So parang why rock the boat? Like, okay na ako sa status quo. Let's not change it. Let's not do anything to change it. Ganon.
Yeah, and somebody, sino ba yung nag-comment dito? Parang somebody commented kasi that you were, wow, that's such a healthy mindset. And I feel like that's, parang kayo po yung goal namin to reach that level of health. Like, I'm happy mo lang even without somebody, or like, yeah, without somebody. And I think, that's a super, that's the goal naman talaga, right? That we're not dependent on somebody else for our inner peace. We're not dependent on somebody else for our worth or our happiness. And yeah.
Although, I think rin kasi, I have a great support system, my family. I think kung wala sila, medyo mahihirapan ako to have this kind of mindset. But I think because I live with them, I have them constantly in my life, I have security, parang I know that whatever happens in life, they love me and they're always there to, for me to send memes to. Parang, who needs a jowa when, there are a lot of people making you happy naman and you're fine, you're content with that and minus the responsibilities of everything. So I think, tama yung sinabi mo, na-cultivate ko na yung lifestyle na gusto ko and I'm fine with it. So, yeah, that is one of the ways to live, but I'm not saying it's the only way to live. Of course, iba-iba tayo. Meron talaga mga born to be a mom, born to be a great wife. Of course, there are a lot of people like that. But I hope this episode opens up, the doors to that possibility to people na there are also people like me na I think created this way na mas happy talaga na um I won't say lonely. Alone? Alone ba is lonely? Hindi, no? Parang
Independent.
nag-iisa. Yeah. Yung happy na siyang mag-isa, ganon,
Mm-mm.
but not necessarily lonely. Kasi filled with love naman from family and friends around them. And you shouldn't be ashamed of that. That's also part of adulting, accepting who you are, as we said in the start, accepting that um, okay ka na sa ganitong situation and it's the best kind of situation for you. So, I hope ma-inspire ko yung mga ibang nape-pressure dyan na magkaasawa. Naku guys, huwag kayo mag-settle. I swear, mas masaya na
Tama,
wala na
tama.
lang kaysa yung mag-settle kayo sa di naman masyado
Totoo.
okay, tapos magkakaproblema pa kayo dun.
Mhm.
No.
Yes,
Sino mo
true.
yung,
I agree. No,
no.
no. That's so true
Oo.
though. Kasi then you're not only hurting you're hurting that person and yourself at the same time.
Mm.
Na it does more harm than good to force a relationship that's not meant to be.
Yes! Tapos pag nagka-kids pa kayo, ay, kawawa rin yung kids. Tapos, yung mga in-laws din, naapektuhan na yung life nila, syempre. So, mas okay nang, alam niyo yun, chill na lang kayo kung hindi nyo naman talaga masyadong gusto, di ba? Or hindi nyo
Mm-mm.
masyadong kailangan. Kasi may mga happy talagang taong ganon. Like me.
Yes, agree. Sige, we're gonna move on to our next segment, which is
All
called Dear
right.
Janina. Bago na siya. This is the first time we're doing this, so I'm happy to be
Ooh,
doing this with you. But
what
this
is
is where
this?
we get to read and react to and give advice to a story of one of our viewers.
Wow.
And so last week I asked everybody to send in their stories and we could read one today. And I hope
Yay.
she doesn't mind if I say her name, pero she's always here naman. So Rosalea sent this one and we're going to I'm going to ask Ai to help us give advice for here. So it says, Dear Janina, today is sobrang stress. As a graduating student, sobrang daming deadline, exams, to the point na maiiyak ka sa lahat ang daming gagawin pero hindi mo alam kung saan ka magsisimula at attack naman anxiety mo to the point na mas kakai ah?
Kakainin?
Ano ba? Ayan, yun. Yeah, ng anxiety mo kaysa gawin yung mga bagay na need mo gawin. Tapos sumasabay pa yung pressure ng pamilya mo. Kasi ikaw ang unang graduating sa college sa family ko, di ko maiwasan na ang dami nilang plano pag ka-graduate mo. I know na responsibility ko yun after kung maaral, makatulong agad sa family. Kung pwede lang sabihin na, wait lang, time freeze, pwede ba? Kung pakiramdam na pwede bang hihinga na lang ako, pwede bang saglit lang oh. I know myself na pwede akong mahina minsan pero hindi pwedeng sumuko. But on the other side, kaya ko, kakayanin ko para sa pamilya ko. Siguro yung advice na pwede hingi ko kay Janine and I, paano maliless yung pressure na nakapatong sa ulo mo? I mean, how do you handle the pain, the pressure, and everything in this pandemic? Oh, Rosalea, thank you for sharing that.
Do I go first? Kasi
Yeah, go
medyo
ahead.
intense din yung feelings ko sa ganito eh. Wow. Rosalea, first of all, it is not the responsibility of the child to provide for a family.
Mm.
Hindi. Okay? So, wag ka ma-pressure na pagka-graduate mo, ikaw ang kailangan tumulong sa family mo. Okay tumulong, pero yun nga, from the term itself, tulong lang, help. Pero wag ka ma-pressure na sa iyo sila sasandal para sa lahat ng gastusin. That should never be the case. Kasi, ang may responsibilidad dyan, parents mo. Kasi sila yung gumawa ng pamilya, di ba? Ikaw, anak ka lang eh, di ba? Hindi mo naman pinili yan. And yes, utang na loob mo na pinag-graduate ka nila, but then again, it will never be your responsibility, your sole responsibility na buhayin sila after. Hindi yun ang kapalit ng college education. Kasi sila, responsibility nilang pag-aralin ka. Pero hindi ibig sabihin nun, ang kapalit ikaw yung bubuhay sa kanila after. Pwede mo silang tulungan dahil mahal mo sila, pero wag ka ma-pressure na ikaw yung bubuhay sa kanila. Kasi yun yung isa sa mga rason kung bakit hirap na hirap talagang umasenso ang karamihan sa pamilya natin sa Pilipinas. Kasi may ganun nga tayong mentality na napansin din ng mga foreigners na bakit sa Philippines parang feeling ng mga anak dapat sila yung bubuhay sa family nila after. Nag-relax yung parents. Yung ilan, hindi ko sinasabing lahat pero may ilang parents na after pag-graduating yung anak, sa kanila na aasa sa lahat, lalo na pag
Mm-mm.
nag-abroad. Oh my gosh. Oo, parang lahat talaga asa doon. And I'm speaking from experience and I have a friend who's like this. As in, nung nag-abroad siya, parang biglang buong pati tuition ng siblings niya, sa kanya na, yung bahay nila and everything, nagulat din siya. So, I feel strongly towards this kind of
Mm-mm.
topic. Hindi dapat talaga ilagay yung burden sa anak ng
Mm-mm.
pagbuhay. And let's say, kunyari, talagang hindi kaya, hindi mo fault na, kunyari,
Yes.
maghirap yung family mo after mo graduate kasi hindi ka makapag-provide enough na kailangan nila from you. Don't feel guilty kasi again, hindi responsibilidad ng anak yon.
Mm-mm.
Responsibilidad ng magulang buhayin yung pamilya nila.
Yeah, I agree. Sabi ni Dorcas, kids shouldn't be parents' retirement plans.
Mm-mm.
'Di ba? Ayun, same rin Lyra, ginagawa kasing retirement plan ng mga anak. So medyo I feel like this hit home talaga. Then he said children are not investment. Yeah, and so I
Mm-mm.
feel like that's something that I feel like you would need to let go of, and you heard it from I herself, no, that it's not your responsibility, it's not your burden to carry, and I hope na even quietly, no, you can let go of that burden na you also have your own dream, you also have your own path, that kasi sabi dito na daming plano nila pagka-graduate mo. Your plans are also important. Your plans for yourself are also important. I hope that you don't, parang yun nga, I think there's a part, yun, as what we were talking about, where you prioritize yourself. Also, prioritize your dreams. Ano ba yung gusto mong gawin? And then maybe, if you want to have that conversation with your family, even if it's like a hard conversation, no? But I feel like the other part of the question, no, um is about anxiety, it's about pressure. And I super get it. Tapos yung parang sobrang cluttered na, ang dami mong kailangan gawin, and parang everything feels like the end of the world. I don't know if that's just me, pero minsan talaga pag I actually only yesterday, literally yesterday, I felt pressure, I felt anxiety, I was like crying, I was shaking. It was really, yeah,
Shaking? Umabot sa shaking?
umabot sa
Grabe.
shaky. Yeah, well, you guys will see why. I'm gonna post a video soon, and
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah, and so it was very hard because syempre parang yun nga, it feels like the end of the world. But
Mm-mm.
what something that I found that helped, well, actually, I went to my parents and then I said, "Oh, I'm really scared for this."
Mm-mm.
And then, well, I love my mother. Pero bigla siyang nag-sermon, or not sermon, pero bigla parang nainis siya kasi she was giving options, what to do, how to fix it. But I'm like, I'm just, I'm just anxious. Like, let me be anxious first. And then I walked, I walked out. And then pagbalik ko, nag-sorry naman siya. So I was like, thank you, mom. I have the best mother. But then, after that, I was able to just talk and talk and talk about what was pressuring me, what I was anxious about, what was the worst case scenario. That always helps me. What's the worst thing that can happen? Okay, when this happens, what would happen then? Okay, and then how would I feel when this happens? And so it's like when you talk to a friend, 'di ba? When you talk to a friend, you ask these questions, 'di ba? You try to console, you try to give advice, and just try to be there for your friend. In the same way you're there for your friend, you have to be there for yourself also. And have
Mm-hmm.
those conversations with you to validate your emotions. Kasi your emotions are valid. These are valid na pressure ka, na anxious ka, na you're tired. These are valid. And so you have to be able to listen and teach yourself to listen to yourself na, okay, alam ko ang dami kong kailangan gawin, but this is what I feel right now. And that's okay. This is what I feel right now, and that's okay. So I feel like talking it out to people is so important for me. Kasi for what happens, and I always say this, is when you have so many things going on in your mind, nagiging cluttered lahat, di ba? And then you can't see kung ano yung totoo, ano yung real, ano
Mm-hmm.
yung fake, ano yung like what are you just overthinking? And so talking it out parang gets it out of your system, Ren.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just stuck in your head, but then it goes out through your mouth, and then somebody else can, I guess, carry your burdens with you. Another thing that I like to do is journaling. Um,
Mm.
yes, do you journal, I?
I don't. That's another responsibility I can't handle. Yung everyday. Kasi kapag, kunyari, may mamiss ka na isang day, ayoko na. Ayoko
Mm-mm.
nung meron akong susundan na parang dapat everyday magawa ko to. Hanggang toothbrush lang yung kaya kong ano.
Oh my
I-handle na parang,
gosh.
sige na nga, everyday, ligo everyday. Pero yung journaling, ayoko na, pati yan, paproblemahin ko everyday.
Well,
But
hindi
I've
naman.
heard na it helps nga, journaling. I have
Yeah, it has
friends who
changed
do.
my
And
life
tsaka
talaga.
yung manual pa ha, hindi yung
Yes.
journal sa phone.
Yeah, manual talaga, like notebook.
Oo.
Yeah, kasi
Mm-mm.
I feel like that's another way that you can get your emotions out of your head, is to do it like parang physically. There's that
Mm-mm.
physical effort, and you can feel it physically na it's not just stuck, but it's going
Yeah.
somewhere. And then pag
Oo.
na-plot out mo na parang na-map mo na lahat ng emotion mo, it becomes a lot less magulo in your head.
Yes. Mm-mm. Pero wait, before I leave, I also want to say also to Rosalia na, syempre iba-iba tayo ng sitwasyon. Baka some people have that privilege to, choose themselves over their family.
Mm-mm.
Pero meron din kasi, kunyari, I also have a friend na stroke yung dad niya.
Mm.
So talagang kailangan. Yun naman, understandable na napupunta
Mm-mm.
talaga sa child na yung eldest child to carry the burden. Pero kung hindi naman ganun, yung kunyari able-bodied naman yung parents, I think wag ka ma-pressure talaga, Rosalia, kasi
Mm-mm.
it's not your burden to carry, as Janina said. So yun lang. Gusto ko lang i-add na syempre may mga ano naman, may mga ganong cases na valid naman na yung child na talaga yung
Yes.
magke-carry dahil hindi na kaya nung parent. Yes.
Mm-mm. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Ai, for joining us today. Parang gumanon-ganon yung conversation
Oo,
natin.
sorry Oo.
No, it's okay. I love
Hindi
this.
ako magaling na interviewee. Parang kung ano-ano yung mga sinasagot ko, guys. Oo, lumalabas yung mga yung mga thoughts ko in life na medyo hindi connected. Pero I'm glad na natatagpi-tagpi mo siya, Janina. Thank you so much. You're
I know
able to
we're
sew
glad to
it
see
back together.
another side of I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much. Baka you want to plug something to our viewers today.
Okay. So, I am a VJ for Mix. Please watch Mix every day. We are a 24/7 cable channel. We're the number one music channel in the Philippines. We are available on channel 23 on Sky Cable, channel 150 on Signal Cable, and channel 35 on GSAT and other local cable operators as well. We also have online shows. I have my Let's Stand show on Kumu every Tuesday, 7 p.m. That is the newest fandom show. It's where all fandoms can unite, where we let out our inner fanboy and fangirl. Like, who are you a fan of, Janina? Ay, nawala si Janina. So, kunyari may favorite ka, ganyan. So, yun, dun pag-uusapan nyo. Like, who are you, like, the most fan of?
Oh, I
Fan
thought
of the most.
Tori Kelly siguro.
Tori Kelly, yan. Oh, so, parang per week, meron kami designated na artist. So,
Oh, that's
kunyari,
fun.
pwede kami magka-Tori Kelly week, ganon. Tapos, we just let out our inner fanboy and fangirl nga, ganon. So, every
Cute.
Tuesday, 7 p.m. yon sa Kumu. And I also have a jamming session there. So, I do covers
Oh,
of songs
wow.
by the featured artists there. Tapos, we also have mixed pop quiz every Saturday and Sunday sa Kumu. Tomorrow and Sunday, very special yun kasi anniversary special. So, usually we just give out 100,000 diamonds. Tomorrow, 250,000
Wow.
diamonds. And on Sunday, 1 million diamonds. So, sana mag-join kayo dyan sa Mix Global account there. And follow me at Ai Dela Cruz, AI Dela Cruz, everywhere.
Yay! Thank you so much for joining us. I hope to see you in person soon. But thank you. We learned a
Sana.
lot so much.
I hope I was able to help anyone out there. But thank you also, Janina. You made me realize a lot of things also tonight. And to Sir Danry Lineses, Miss Getz Lineses, the people who invited me here as well. Thank you so much. Janina, I've been working with them since time immemorial. So
Oh,
I'm happy to
really?
be working with them again
Mm.
tonight. So thank you for having me on your show. And of course, Janina, thank you. Thank you so much for this great conversation. And sana marami ka pang matulungan na nag-adulting dito sa iyong show.
Thank you, thank you. See you.
Bye!
Ayan. Okay. So before we end, of course, we have one last segment. But of course, right now, say thank you to Ai for joining us. You can comment down below. If you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, you can comment down below. Okay. Our last segment, which is just saying, where we feature a meaningful saying or quotes that will help us reflect on the topic of the week. And so this is our quote for today. This is by Dr. Caroline Leaf, which is emotional maturity doesn't come with age, but it comes from self awareness and self regulation. And I think emotional maturity and self preservation, self love, self care, all of these are boundaries. These things don't really come like they're not automatic na as you get older, bigla kang matututunan mo yung self-regulation or matututunan mo yung processing your own emotions. But I feel like, again, it's intentional. Again, it's a choice. Again, it's something that we have to decide to do, to be aware of our emotions, to journal them, talk them out, and regulate those also. Be able to discern no, which one is the real emotion or which one is overthinking lang, ganon. So yun yung quote natin for today. But before we end again, may social media challenge tayo. But we will also congratulate the most participative Vela fam who shared with us their work desks. So last week I asked you to share your work desk, give me a flat lay or a workspace photo, and a lot of you guys posted, and I loved seeing those. And so we will flash them right now. Ayan! So there is Nomadic Marky. Congratulations! Good job. And I think, yes, I cannot see what it says. Ayun. um, ayan. And so it's not easy. It's easy to be tempted to go back to bed because no one is watching your work from home arrangements, and we're all guilty of it. But my strategy is to make my bed and clean my work area. This will also clean your mind or clear your mind for the day. And I also arranged my target, which I learned that before 11 a.m. I should have finished the most critical task of the day. Ooh, before 11 a.m. After that, I will go out and appreciate the beautiful sunshine of the day. Oh, I love that advice. Thank you so much for sharing that, and congratulations. I think Nomadic Mark, you win a prize from Plus Network. Meron pa? Ayon, this is from Jonel Pascua Palaganas. Do one thing at a time, but keep in mind all your inspiration. Oh, I love that quote. That's so good. Yay, congratulations, guys. And now a representative, or not now, but a representative will contact you guys soon. And now we can also open the floor to more people to get a chance to win prizes by joining our next social media challenge. So para sa linggong ito, I challenge you to to post a photo of yourself and tell us in the caption the emotion that you are feeling in that photo. So it can be sad. I've posted a lot of crying selfies. Kung trip nyo yon, you can try that. Or beautiful memory, a happy face, or when you got angry but learned something important. So you can post any emotion and what was that emotion, what you felt like, what you learned from that situation. And the hashtag for this challenge is Adulthings 2 emotions. Don't forget to tag My Plus Network so we can see your entries. And of course, I will look for your entries. Kaya sumali na kayo and you can win the prize for next week. All right, we are about to end. While you're at it, follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn at My Plus Network. Of course, I'm here still, Janina Vela, everywhere else as well. Continue to send your letters for the Dear Janina segment where I read and react to your stories, your sentiments, and problems as a young adult. And we also invite everybody to send more letters this week to the Plus Network social media accounts, because I'm so excited to read those and we can talk about those again next week. So see you guys on our next episode of Adulthings. Goodbye!